Let me tell you that I am super excited to do this video. Hundreds of you, and I'm talking about hundreds of you, reached out to me through email, direct message, requesting this video, requesting this list specifically. And I'm excited about it because it's a segment I actually love and adore. I actually enjoy this segment of the RV industry so much. And it's nice to see that the demand for it is going to go back up. And to me, that's just incredible. Now, that being said, some RV manufacturers and some RV dealerships are not going to be happy with the video. Why? Because in this one, I'm going to reveal my top 5 worst fifth wheel toy haulers for year model 2026. Now, as always, the list is fluid. The list is fluid. And if you want to know what that means, it means if one of these manufacturers decides to put me on an airplane, fly me out to the factory, show me that I'm wrong, let me do a complete transparent video with no corporate BS editing, the list might have to change. Now, has that happened in 3 years? No. So that being said, welcome to HB RV Lifestyle, the podcast. I'm the host, John Levingston, aka the Honey Badger, and for one manufacturer, the Blowhard, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as some other things. Now, number 5 on the list is a surprise to me because I never put them on the top and I never put them on the bottom. Because to me, they've always been kind of in the middle. And I've always been a fan because of the price point. But now I just think what they're charging versus what they give you is, it just doesn't equate anymore. And that's Jayco Seismic. Now, the other thing too that I'm realizing is a lot of these manufacturers are not paying attention to the market at all either. So on top of the quality that took a dump, we're also talking about they're not paying attention to what products have been released by the power sports industry and the new packages, the new extensions, the new kind of, I always say uh, the icing on the cake for a lot of guys. You know, you spend X amount on a Razor Pro R, you ain't gonna take it stock. You're gonna start putting some toys on it and some extensions and some paddles and things of that nature, some bigger tires, etc. And it just seems like the Jayco Seismic is not keeping up with that trend and not looking forward into the future. But they're not the only ones. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not giving more detail, it's because I try to keep these videos under 10 minutes. I get a lot of complaints. Get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. So I used to do 25, 30-minute videos explaining it all. Nobody'd watch it. So I just keep it under. I would just say, go see it for yourself. It would shock you. But they're not the worst, far from the worst. Number 4 on the list, gotta go to Grand Design Momentum. Now, let's give Grand Design Momentum credit where credit's due. 2 years straight, they've been number 1, the worst on my list. This year, they actually technically move up in the world when it comes to my list. I have them as the number 4 worst. Look, overpriced for what it really is. Again, like Jayco, they're not understanding the products that are coming out from the power sports industry. We're including golf carts. We're including side-by-sides. We're including Harley Davidsons. They're not paying attention to what is actually going on. When you pay attention to the products coming out, and let me tell you that Matt's RV Reviews and Josh the RV Nerd did a fabulous job going through a lot of this products, by the way. So I want to give them credit where credit's due. But if you actually pay attention to a lot of the measurements and everything, you can't fit a lot of the side-by-sides inside these floor plans. So it's like, let's not pay attention to 90% of the fifth wheel toy hauler industry that owns a side-by-side or a golf cart. Let's pay attention to the people that want a full bathroom in the back and all the trimmings and beauty and lighting. I get it. If you're trying to target full-time RVers and that's all you're targeting, I understand. But then don't build a 14 and a 14 and a half foot garage that isn't a 14 and 14 and a half foot garage. Outside of that, we don't know what the frame situation is. I guess only time will tell. But I want to give them credit's due. They're not number 1 this year. So let's give them some credit there. But and they're not the worst. In fact, the number 3 on the list, it's disappointing to me because I thought they were actually going to make the improvements that I was promised they're going to make, and that's Forest River XLR. Now, XLR now has Sandstorm, Shockwave, and Stealth under that umbrella. So this accumulates anything under that GM brand. Okay. And I'm sorry, it's just not what it was. And I'm going to let me be fair because I always try to be fair with everybody. Okay. Closing down the California plant, I understood was a very big and good monetary decision. I will. Pete Legal wanted to do it before he had passed away. Doug Getter went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. I don't blame them for it. But at the same time, now that you close down that California plant, you have taken the bread and butter of the West Coast industry and the central US industry that is mostly side by sides, and you have now left it in the hands of a brand that doesn't have the best success or the best quality or the best rapport with its customers, and that's XLR. Okay. But they are not the worst. Number 2 is disappointing to me. And it's disappointing to me because, again, I'm a fan favorite of this product. If you go look at my past lists, they have been in the top 5 every single year I started doing this list. And now this year, they're number 2 worst. And that's Carbon Infusion by Keystone RV. Now, I'm going to leave Raptor out of it. And I'm going to leave Raptor out of it because I'm going to put Raptor in a different segment. I'm going to put Raptor in the middle somewhere. What I'm referring to is when you look at what they are charging you, they put a lot of lipstick on that pig. And it reminds me a lot of what Dutchman did with the Voltage when it first came out. Made all the trimmings, made it so pretty. When you plugged it in, it screamed quality because of the look. But then you started looking at everything in between and you're like, oh my God, this is not good. And it's disappointing because I am a fan. When you're a fan of something, it's hard to put somebody on a bad list. And let me put it to you like this, and I'm going to leave it at this. Number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So Carbon Fusion, XLR, Momentum, and Seismic. Not much. I had to like really think about this list and how to put them in order. And there was a product that almost made this top 5. If KZ didn't exist, spoiler alert, number 1, if KZ was not in existence and didn't build a toy hauler anymore, a fifth wheel toy hauler specifically, Alliance Valor would have made this list. And that's sad too, because again, I'm a huge fan of those boys. During their Heartland days, the first years of Alliance, I don't know what the heck's going on with some of these companies. It's getting out of control a little bit. But number 1, Durango Sportster. I mean, as The Rock would say, the biggest piece of monkey crap walking God's green earth. I mean, just a priced aggressively pile of junk. I mean, I wouldn't even put a Harley Davidson in the back of those damn things. I mean, that's how crazy that is. So now I'm going to do my top 5 list pretty soon. Spoiler alert, Brinkley actually finally made a top 5 list. Even with all the leak problems that they are having with their external leaks, I am proud of them for 2 things with their fifth wheel toy hauler, and I'll get into that next video. Until next time, remember that RV always stands for Toolkit and Sense of Humor.